streets, very close to the cavern Rutland, came the fabulous Rutland sound, created by the prefab four Dirk, Nasty, Stig and Barry, who created a musical legend that will last a lunchtime. They were discovered by their manager, Leggy Mountbatten, in a lunchtime disco very close to these streets. Their first album was made in 20 minutes. The second took even longer. Tonight, we examine the legend of the Rutles. We look at their lives, their loves, their music. We examine some of the problems that made them what they are today. And we shall also be asking some of the people who worked with them whether they were really the sort of lovable people they were made out to be. We shall be asking many people who knew them what they were really like.
When I fell for you, I didn't need a shove. Now that we are two, it all adds up to love, love life, make up your mind, love life in your own time, love life, ain't it a little, kind of little, piggy in the middle, I feel rich, I feel full, I'm in doubt, I feel sure, I'm in love, I must be in love. Time goes by as we all know, naturally. People come and people go, naturally. Let's be natural. Ever since the world began, let's be natural. Every woman, every man, let's be natural. Let's follow nature's plan, let's be natural. Oh yeah.
Yes, tonight we examine the entire legend of the Rutles. But where did the story start? The answer is right here. For on this very spot, Ron Nasty and Dirk McQuickley first bumped into each other. At this precise point, just a few feet back here, Ron Nasty invited Dirk to help him stand up. Dirk, merely an amateur drinker, agreed. And here, well, a few feet back there, a musical legend was created. They were soon joined by their guitarist, Stig O'Hara, a school leaver of no fixed hairstyle. But it would not be for another 2 years before they found their drummer, Barrington Womble, hiding in the van. When they did, they persuaded him to change his name to save time and his haircut to save Brylcreem. He became simply Barry Wom. In October 1961, Leggy Mountbatten, a retail chemist from Bolton, entered their lives. Leggy had lost a leg in the RAF in the closing overs of World War II and had been hopping around Liverpool ever since. As a child, Leggy's mother never allowed him to play with the other little boys. His father was so snobby, he wore swimming trunks in the bath to stop him looking down on the unemployed. But it was here, in Liverpool, that...
Well, he told me that he'd been to see these young men in a dark cellar.
Yes.
He was always very interested in young men.
Oh, yes.
Youth clubs, Boy Scouts, that sort of thing.
Yes, yes.
But these, he said, were different.
In what way?
Well, the hair and the presents, the music.
He liked it?
No, he hated it.
Well, what did he like?
Well, the trousers.
What about their trousers?
Well, they were very tight.
Tight?
Yes, you could see quite clearly.
Oh, I see.
Everything. Outlines, clear as day.
Yes, yes, thank you. Yes. So, tight trousers and
Nothing
noise.
left to the imagination.
Yes, thank you.
I'm standing in the world's naughtiest street, the notorious Reeperbahn, Hamburg. Inside here is where they actually played. Come with me now, inside, or, as the Germans say, mit mir gekommen, inside. In those early days, there was a fifth ruttle, Leppo, a friend of Nasty's from art college, who mainly used to stand at the back. He couldn't play the guitar, but he knew how to have a good time. And in Hamburg, that was more important. I'm standing in the original rat killer. And indeed, these are some of the original rats. It was to this small back room that Dirk, Stig, Nasty, Barry, and Leppo came to relax. Here, one weekend, Leppo crawled into a small trunk with a small German Fraulein and was never seen again. Incidentally, Ratkeller means literally, in German, cellar of rats. That's not seller of rats, a seller of rats, a person who sells rats for a living to another man, as it were. Of course not. That means a cellar full of rats. Indeed, one might say that this was a cellar full of rattles. In October 19... hello? Oh dear, there's a rat up my leg.
Number one, you're my number one. You're my second to none. Number one.
Leggy Mountbatten, in his autobiography, A Cellar Full of Goys, wrote of the excitement of those early days, when they rode the go-kart to fame and took the ferry across the Mersey to a land of riches, wealth, and heartache. Leggy put them into suits. He put them into the recording studio, and he put them into the newspapers. For the Rutles, success was only a drumbeat away.